Steve Kerr, and you're listening to the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game.
Bob, I know you can't comment on this player, so I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but boy, did your boy take it last week from Steiny and the fans, because Dwight Howard, former MVP, 3-time NBA All-Defense, he said he wanted to play for the Warriors and he can have an impact on Wiseman. And all I was saying, and I know you guys got Jokic's old coach, I forget his name at this juncture, but I'm like, man, if they could get a big that's done it in this league, that could show James how to throw his weight around and get that position and rebound, is that a crazy thought to have?
Goo, I think I got to go. I mean,
he's playing in Taiwan now.
You guys, by the way. I love the back and forth.
Right. Here you go. All right, go and answer the question, and I'll let you go with one more. All right, they don't want Dwight Howard. Okay.
It was like Goo got hung up on the rim like the old Sprite commercial, and he knew it, and he was falling down, and he just started laughing. I love Goo.
Got Jokic's coach.
That was like a 38-second question.
Well, you only got 38 seconds. You didn't start the clock on time.
I know, I didn't.
Somebody on YouTube chat said he had a 51-second question last week. People are charting Goo's questions. That's not right, man. Leave Goo alone. He's doing a hell of a job. Goo did a hell of a job.
The plus minus?
Yeah, dude, they did a hell of a job, man. Dwight Howard in Taiwan playing for the Taiwanese Leopards. He's not going to help James Wiseman throw that weight around now.
Can I ask why we do this as sports fans and sports? And it's not just the media. The fans do it as well. Why do we do this like intrinsic property thing where we're like, get player X to teach player Y how to play the game? Isn't that what the coaches are for? Yeah, you can learn a little. Like we did this with Brady forever. Ryan Mallett will be great because he's standing next to Brady.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Jimmy Garoppolo learned at the feet of Tom Brady. Did he?
Oh, man. All right. Saintly.
No, but like, can I ask why we do that?
I don't know why. I don't do that no more. I don't know why people do that. Especially Dwight Howard. Especially Dwight Howard.
The way
especially Dwight Howard.
Like the guy with the least amount of fundamentals.
Yeah, we're not talking Hakeem Olajuwon and Dwight. We're talking about Dwight Howard, who never developed an offensive game. He just basically dunked the ball.
And I'm not saying they can't be sages for some of these people, but we think that they're going to like bestow all of their wisdom of how to bully someone on the court.
Saintly's probably sitting down the line laughing and listening to him tonight on Warriors Roundtable with Kevin Dana, our boy Kevin Dana. I've seen it all over NBA TV these days. Kevin Dana this evening at 6 p.m. on 95.7 The Game. Warriors Roundtable again with the Saintly one. Kevin Dana, Saintly this evening, 6 p.m. on 95.7 The Game. But let's talk to Saintly right now. Garry St. Jean, longtime GM, head coach, assistant coach. He's been all over the NBA. He knows all about the NBA. Saintly, I know you had a nice little chuckle there thinking about Dwight Howard signing up with the Golden State Warriors to teach young James Wiseman how to play basketball.
Happy Wednesday, fellas. I hope the food is good over there.
It is good. I've been by Lenardi's, by the way. I got to say, Saintly, before we get this conversation, there's a Lenardi's right up the block from my crib.
Oh, yeah.
And the broccoli cheddar soup. Oh, my God. It runs out at like 1 p.m. It is so good. And then they've got the clam chowder. And it's like, what do I do here, Saintly? Do I go broccoli cheddar? Do I go clam chowder? Well, you know what? The hell with it. I'm getting both. Lenardi's got the best up there, man. I'm telling you.
But you know where I'm going this morning?
Lenardi's.
I'm going to Lenardi's to get the chicken soup. The chicken
God.
soup is my grandson William's favorite. A lot of noodles, a lot of chicken, carrots, some celery, great broth. Oh, my God. I'm fired up.
Oh, I'm fired up, too, man. I may have to get all three down tonight. Now I'm getting fired up about the Cleveland Cavaliers coming in Friday.
Wait. No, before you get to that, Saintly, you love sports in general.
Yeah, no doubt.
We've been talking about the Willie Mays doc in general. It just came out last night. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I don't even know if you've seen it. But as a sports fan, and I know you love your Red Sox, and I know you love your Boston teams, what does Willie Mays mean to you?
Oh, gosh. Hey, guys. I grew up in Chicopee, Massachusetts. The next town over was Springfield. The Giants had a Double-A team there. I saw, when I was probably 8-10 years old, I saw Juan Marichal pitch in the minors. I saw all the Alou brothers.
Wow.
I saw Jim Davenport. I saw Jim Ray Hart.
Wow.
Pagan. Go on and on and on. And so I had obviously the Red Sox were my team, but I had a tie to the Giants. And as a young kid, you know, black and white, you got the Saturday game of the week, and you saw this guy. And you only read stuff in the newspapers. You know how you read your box scores and stuff like that? We didn't have ESPN. And this guy was amazing. And then the nickname, the Say Hey Kid, you know. And I just love the outpouring of love. All the people from the Giants and the past and the present, and he deserves every single bit of it because that's an icon. He's a legend.
Yeah, we teared up watching it last night, St. Lee.
Oh, you guys saw it?
Yeah, we watched it last night, man. It took me 2.5 hours.
It's my dad's favorite player.
Yeah, it took me 2.5 hours to watch an hour-and-a-half documentary because I kept rewinding everything. John Shea for the Chronicle, John Miller, you had Costas, you had Barry Bonds, you had Juan Marichal, the baby boy, Orlando Cepeda, all talking about the impact that Willie Mays made and had on their lives. And, of course, Willie McCovey, who's no longer here with us, to see footage of him, it made us tear up. So I'm glad you were able to share those stories. And you got to see these guys in Double-A, watch the game of the week. That's so cool.
Phenomenal. Hey, listen, and the Giants are going to come back. It's cyclical. They're going to have a good offseason.
No doubt. Aaron Judge, we're going to make that pitch to him tomorrow. What would your pitch be to Aaron Judge?
What would your pitch be? I mean, obviously, Lenard's is the number one seller.
You're a great pitch man,
He can have chicken soup here, and I'll take care of him with some other stuff. But at the end of the day, let's get Aaron Judge because I want Bogarts to stay with the Red Sox.
There you go. All right, let's talk some hoops.
How about our Willie Mays right now? Steph Curry. I know everybody's losing their minds right now about the team and the record, and rightfully so. But just for a second, can we pause about how special this man is? And maybe he's not on Willie's level in terms of the impact on society, but God, he's one of the greatest players I've ever seen, and I just marvel that he's still able to do it at such a high level.
Well, you can argue at the end of the day, he's going to be close to Willie, and he's going to be one of the sports legend icons ever in the Bay Area, and he's that quality person. I just can't give him enough praise for what he does off the court. So for you guys to think about this, 47-8-8. Now, I know the team isn't playing as good as you want it to, but you're watching the game just to watch him.
Yeah.
It's absolutely phenomenal what he's doing. If anything, he looks better than ever. I mean, think about this, the way he takes care of himself, to be able to, the other team, their whole focus is him because they see other guys struggling. We're going to double team him. We're going to triple team him. We're going to take this away. Baloney. I mean, he's the guy in any kind of shot but you and I have talked a lot about this.
Yeah.
He didn't used to go to the hoop like this and finish and take the bump. He's stronger. It's just every aspect of his game, and he's so smart and he's locked in. It's special to watch, and you'll see Friday going against that terrific young backcourt with Garland and Mitchell. Those guys are looking up to him. There's no doubt about it.
Gary St. Jean here on the Morning Rush on 95.7 The Game. Steph Curry, the first NBA player to have 45-plus points, 8-plus rebounds, 8-plus assists, and no turnovers, St. Lee, in a game since Larry Legend, Larry Bird, back on March 16th, 1990. So that's special when you're in a category with Larry Bird. And Mully always talks about this, that he resembles Larry Bird more so than any other player in the league. Larry Bird and Rick Barry, for that matter, because of the way he moves off the basketball, St. Lee.
I like that. Mully's on top of it.
He is on top of
it. Mully wore 17 because he loved John Havlicek, who was also terrific.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Hondo. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And
greatest
so you can throw that at Mull. Just got to stay on top of it.
No doubt.
I'm going to tell you guys, he is dangerous. Here's a good example for all the listeners. When he gives up the ball, he's coming down the middle of the floor. He passes left or right. Then he cuts toward the basket. He doesn't receive a pass. Then he's dangerous. Because in the system, if you're a perimeter guy and he's down in the paint, you automatically come in and screen for him. Now he comes off the screen and he utilizes it in beautiful fashion. He fades or comes up tight to the elbow. But there's so much emphasis on him. The guy who sets the screen invariably is wide open. So it's how he makes other people better. That's why I'm not losing any sleep or hope about what's going on. It's going to come together. This is a marathon, not a sprint. He's carrying this team right now. The only two guys that are playing above average for me, and he's playing stupendous, is him and Wiggins.
Yeah.
Beyond that, you can't win the debate. I'll buy your chicken soup.
Andrew Wiggins, his second double-double the other night against Sacramento, 5 of 5 in the fourth quarter, 13 points, 3 threes. Curry and Wiggins scored 30 out of 37 in that final frame for the Golden State Warriors. But speaking of which, you talk about those two guys playing above at an elite level. What about Jordan Poole? His last 20 games, including the playoffs, 14 points a game, 43% from the floor, and 33% from the three-point line. Saintly, it feels like if his offense is not going, if he's not rolling offensively, it affects the rest of his game.
Well, you're hitting right on it. And we're talking about our man Mully. You can't play at one speed. You got to change your gears. And right now, he's trying to play like a race car. He's just playing so fast. That means to me he's pressing. You got to let it come to you and know what's going on. When I watched him early in the year playing pick and roll with
Wiseman,
I said, wow, this is beautiful. Pete Carrill, my old assistant, Hall of Famer, Princeton. Read the man in front of you. He'll tell you what to do. If he plays off of you, shoot it. If he crowds you, drive it. He's pressing so fast, I don't know if he even sees anybody in front of him. He's a good kid. I think he wants to be great. He's pressing a little bit, and it'll come together for him. He's a talent that he's going to find his way. You're playing a lot of young guys, and when you're playing young guys, I told you guys my thing that MJ tells me, patience is a virtue. Seldom in a woman, never in a man. Got to be patient.
So how do you, behind the scenes, how do you work out this balance with some of the older guys and the younger guys, and not just the coaches being patient, but all the team being patient and the different ages, and you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you work that out behind the scenes?
That's the beauty of coaching. Now, let me tell you guys, nobody played yesterday because everybody voted, I hope. But to have 3 days here in an NBA season, Bonte, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like they're going back to training camp. They can really get some things done. I'm looking for them Friday to come out and play well against a really good young team in Cleveland. They're going to work on continuity, reading the play and what the options are and all that kind of thing. The struggle to me is blending these young guys. But the whole key is going to be the defense. We've talked about Steph. We talk about Klay and all the past, what's gone on. But why do you win championships? The constant was a tough, team-oriented, smart defense. Right now, you don't have a feel for that.
Yeah.
And it's because of the youth. And, I don't know what the hangover from winning the championship, the trip to Japan, the Draymond situation. A lot of things been going on. And I'd like to feel you got a great coach. I've told you guys my top 3 coaches in the league, Popovich, Spoelstra, and Steve Kerr. Steve is just special. And he's got a quality staff. But to have Andre Iguodala and these older guys to help these younger guys, it's a collective effort. It's not about I and me. It's about we and us. And I don't see anybody pouting. I don't see anybody putting their head down. And I think it's going to come together. I just do. It's just the fact that, the 2 guys to me that everyone's expectation levels are through the roof are Weissman and Kuminga. Well, there's no debate here. The 3 of us agree. Those are great young athletes. But you can't teach experience. And they don't have it yet. Yeah. And how do you get it? You got to play. Well, you don't hand minutes to anybody. So people say, what are they doing? They're not playing Weissman the other night. Hey, this is short term. They're figuring out the rotation. He'll get back out there. What happens if he had a great practice yesterday and a great practice today and tomorrow?
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, come on down here. Sub in for Looney. And you know what? This is the way it works. You're not going to be handing anything on a silver platter to these guys.
No doubt.
If there was something on the court that you could do to maybe make the game a little easier for those guys, I'm not trying to tell you to, tell Kerr how to coach. But what would maybe your suggestion be if they came to you and they said, hey, how would you free these guys up and make things simplified for them?
I'd understand the spacing concepts, and Bonte knows this. The Warrior system is like no other. In our day, Mully, myself, you called the play, and you got that guy a shot. Well, now it's a motion or passing game offense with a lot of people movement and a lot of ball movement. Understand when you're expected to cut hard. Understand when you're expected to pick. The ball will find you if you do your job and stay within the system. Don't try to hunt the ball. If you hunt the ball, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a good point.
That's a tough thing for a young guy because they've been stars when they've been young.
Yep.
They've had the ball all the time. Let the ball come to you. It'll happen.
Before we get you out of here, St. Lee, you're speaking of hunting, and it feels like Klay Thompson is hunting shots because he's trying to get back in one game. He's trying to hit that grand slam in 3 minutes there, and it feels like he's pressing a little bit.
Yep.
What have you seen from Klay Thompson early on, and should this fan base have some faith in Klay Thompson? Maybe not return it to the Klay Thompson that we saw in 2019, but maybe the version we saw in the playoffs last season.
What the heck's the matter with that? Bonte, I'm with you. Listen, and we've been spoiled.
Yeah.
You know, we've been spoiled with this fabulous team. So everybody's expectations. You know, I was listening to Bob Myers or reading something about every time he goes out in the street, he crosses the street. Hey, Bob, trade for this guy. Get this guy to play. And I used to get that, but I had no players that nobody wanted. and so now I'm looking at Klay, hey, listen, Celebrini, the staff, those guys, they're being prudent, not playing back-to-backs. Managing his minutes. Listen, this guy's got a huge heart. Big, big, big pride. One of the greats. So sometimes you have to take the reins away from the player. And you have to explain to him, you know, we're going to get there. Just believe in us. So it's frustrating for him. So you're saying he's hunting shots? Sure, because his minutes are down. But you know what? I'm seeing some things I like. Like when situations get hot a little bit, he moves those legs a little bit on D, vintage Klay Thompson. Forget about the great three-point arsenal and the scoring and all that. In his day, he was a fantastic defender.
Yep. Yeah.
Not good, fantastic. So what you say is, hey, we're going to get back there. Trust us. We're working on the lateral mobility to allow you to guard these fast wings. Let me tell you, look at the respect that Booker showed for him when they got into it in the Phoenix game. This guy's one of the greats. So be patient, my friends.
Saintly one, you're so calm and smiley and happy. And
I didn't used to be.
Well, that's what I want to ask you.
We're going back to the draft lottery, and I got the image of you when the Warriors would never get the top 3 pick, and you just sit up there like, it was tough.
Hey, wait a minute, you guys. I got you guys fired up on the chicken soup, and now you're taking me all the way back to my days with the lottery.
No, I'm just saying, you've come a long way, St. Lee.
Did you?
Well, hey, listen, I got a lot of stress in my life right now. William's going to be here in about 7 minutes. I got to put my helmet on the bike. William says, Papa, safety first. And down we go to the Montessori school. Now, when he comes home, when I pick him up later, he looks at me, he says, Papa, let's go get a smoothie. So then we got to get on the bikes and get on the bike trail in Danville and go down to the Jamba Juice. Listen, guys, this is tough being a retired NBA guy.
Strawberries Wild is my favorite. Apple protein.
Strawberry banana.
Saintly, before you get out of here, give me a time that you had to flip the spread or the equivalent of that in the locker room. Like, paint the picture for me. I want to know when you were at your most irate and you were ready to kill someone. Tell me it involves someone like, I don't know, Popeye Jones or something. I want to hear some crazy names.
Listen, when I was up in Sacramento, MJ counted them. I broke 7 watches in 1 year.
Oh, my God.
Slamming the scorer's table.
What?
Yeah, I did. You know, Lefty. So Lefty's getting up off the bench. God damn it, what are you doing? Bam, there goes another watch. Finally, I was not allowed to wear watches. I was costing us a lot of cash.
Who was the bane of your disdain?
Oh, my gosh.
That's easy. Olden Polonies.
Olden Polonies. He's been tweeting at Kevin Durant this past all season.
Why? What made you so angry with them?
He was. Did you guys remember Leave It to Beaver?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He was Eddie Haskell.
Oh, no.
You know, he just smiled. Oh, Mrs. Cleaver, you look beautiful today. Then the next thing he'd say to Wally or Lumpy, Hey guys, let's go do this. Let's go do that. Oh boy!
Hey, Saintly, we got. William has a day off on vacation. We got to get you back in studio, man, and just talk shop with you. I miss you, man.
How did we get to Leave It to Beaver?
I don't know, man. Who knows?
We went from Willie Mays to Leave It to Beaver.
Yes, no doubt
And
about
broken
that.
Rolexes.
And broken Rolexes. Saintly, you have fun on
Good
that
stuff.
bike ride. We love you, man. We can't wait to talk to you soon. Can't wait to see you back at Chase Center as well. Don't be a stranger. We'll get you in the studio, man. When you wake up early, you want to talk some shop about the
I love
Patriots
it.
and what's going on with Mac Jones. And don't forget, listen to Saintly tonight on Warriors Roundtable with Kevin Dana this evening at 6 p.m. right here on 95.7 The Game. Saintly, safe ride.
Yep.
Safe ride. Safety first, Papa.
Thanks, fellas. Take care. Have a great day.
You
You
too.
too. Saintly one.